Being engaged does not mean you should start planning the wedding right away. Unless there is a time-bound project that you and your partner are working on, then I don't see the need for the rush. The engagement phase is a phase that will not happen to you twice. So breathe and enjoy it.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my
Hello Lovebird, welcome back to the channel. My name is Udo and you are watching Before I Do. You already know that on this channel we talk about everything weddings, love and relationships. On this episode we'll be talking about the things to avoid now that you are engaged. Yes, there's a whole lot of things that couples do that are not necessary, and I feel like I should address it here and now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to avoid now that you are engaged is the avoidance of illicit opinions from family and friends. So the thing is, these things are bound to happen. Yes, you're engaged, you've taken the engagement selfies, you've done the announcements, your friends and families are aware, but there will always be very opinionated people who will try to dole their opinions on you to tell you what vendors to go for, what venues to choose. You know, they just have a lot of opinions. Even those that are not even married will always want to tell you what to do in your wedding. No? You have every control on the things you let into you, okay? So you can just nicely, politely tell them off by saying, oh yes, there is a whole lot of time to do all of that. When I'm ready, I will get right into it. So do not allow people to dole their opinions on you just because they have mouth. Talk is cheap, right? So anybody can say anything anytime. So it is your place for you to digest or sieve out the opinions that come to you per time. All right? So avoid illicit opinions from family and friends. The second thing to do is to avoid oversharing. This one, hey, this one, I know it comes with the excitement that, oh, I'm getting married, I'm engaged. But the truth is, nobody is really interested. Yes, they're happy for you. Yes, they can be congratulating you. They might be genuinely happy for you, right? But those details, those intricate details about your wedding planning process, what you're out and about doing, nobody really cares. They just want to see the wedding happen. And it is in your place to wow them. Make it discreet, okay? Anything you're doing, try not to overshare. The only person you should even overshare with is God. That is if you're a Christian, and your wedding planner. Outside those two people, zip it. The next thing you don't want to do now that you're engaged is neglecting your relationship. Now, I'm going to be a little bit personal on this one because your relationship, I'm just a wedding planner, so my thoughts and my opinions about your relationship shouldn't be my business, right? But here's the thing: you don't want to come off to your partner. You don't want to come off on your partner as someone who is just having the idea of marriage and not just the idea of being with them. You're not just trying to get married, you're trying to stay married, right? So doing those virtues, doing those things that would bind you together more as a married couple, those are the things you should start working on right now that you are engaged. Not just talking about wedding stuff. In fact, for the earlier stages, avoid talking about wedding stuff. Do things that are not wedding related. You know, go out together, go on fun dates, have fun, you know, talk to each other, talk about the plans you have, even if you've talked about it before, re-emphasize on those plans and make sure that you both are on the same page. It makes your partner feel like he or she is being heard and being seen, not just the idea of, oh, let's talk about the wedding and everything. Just take it easy, okay? Take it slowly. You're gonna get there. There are a whole lot of things waiting ahead of you in the wedding planning process, and you both are going to fight it together. Nurture your relationship. Be there for your partner. Be into your man, be into your woman, be into the relationship. So the next thing you do not want to do now that you are engaged is making decisions without your partner. I think I mentioned this in one of my videos. I think that was when I was talking about wedding budgeting. But I'm going to reiterate on this one more time because it's very important. It takes two to tango. So you don't want to make decisions without talking to your partner first, without communicating it first with your partner. That will be, first of all, very disrespectful. And secondly, you're not tagging them along and they don't feel like they're being involved in the whole process. So talk to your partner every time about everything. They might not necessarily object it or go along with it, but at least you can make a compromise. That is the essence of communication. So talk to your partner. So the next thing to avoid is going into bridezilla and groomzilla mode. You might want to go Google this. You might want to Google this because most people do not understand this term, but being a bridezilla or a groomzilla is like, oh, what are the wedding colors? What am I going to buy? What are the bridesmaids going to wear? What food are we? You just go right into the planning process without actually counting the costs. I know a lot of brides will go right into the bridezilla mode because they don't want to be seen as Lord of the Rings. Well, we all get that. And the thing is, people will talk whether you like it or not. So just take your time. Take your time and do the things that you need to do. Going right into the wedding planning mode, you're just going to crash along the way. You're going to crash. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel very, I don't know, you're going to feel very frustrated because we're not prepared. Wedding planning is a process. I keep saying this. Wedding planning is a process and it's not a process to rush. There's so many elements, so many aspects of wedding planning that until you get into the process itself, you have no idea what it is. Okay? So do not just rush right into wedding planning mode. That is what I call the bridezilla and the groomzilla mode. But anyways, so don't do that. Breathe, take your time, discuss, communicate, and then you're making headway. So the next thing you do not want to do now that you are engaged is avoiding the budget conversation. This is the time to have that conversation about the finances. If you're going to be having a wedding of your dreams, you know that it's going to have to cost you at least a little fortune, no matter how minimal you want to go. You have to talk to your partner about who pays for what and how are we going to go about the payment. It's necessary. Like I said, it takes two to tango and you cannot just take decisions all by yourself. So now that you're engaged, talk about the wedding budget. Talk about it. Lay all the facts out. Write them down if you need to. In fact, it's necessary. I recommend that you write it down. When you need to refer, you go back to your journal and refer to what you said you were going to do. That way, it makes it easy. So at the end of the day, it takes proper communication, it takes consideration, it takes the practice of inclusivity and harmony and respect for your partner for you to have the wedding of your dreams. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I was able to give you value for your time. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And of course, turn on the notification bell if you haven't so that you can always be aware when I go live. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you in my next video where I'll be talking about the things to do now that you are engaged. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight.